saw at the end, Alliance was making the gamble moves. I don't think Viking GG ever even tried to approach the bot tier 3 after, I'm just going to throw a number, let's say like 62 minutes.
Yeah, you can literally say any number right now.
Probably right.
You remember that 62 minutes, right? Yeah, across the river. Well,
we made note of that at 62 minutes.
I wrote it down, put it in my notebook. Trapper Keeper.
Yeah.
So reactionary can only take you so far. Alliance in that isolated game, and probably trending throughout the tournament, Viking GG are great at being reactionary, and that's what took them here to the playoff stage out of the group stage of Immortals. But do you still have faith in them, Tiga, of moving forward after a game like that? Have they been tested to this limit before?
I think they have it in them, but my concern is they need to try and make that first move, like we said, right? They need to be able to actually try and... Why am I even trying to reference that game, actually? What am I doing?
Let's just talk about this draft.
Stop talking. Why am I even trying to cling on to that?
It's hard to not. That's
Tell me about Bloodseeker then, Robson. What's the deal with Bloodseeker?
Who's going to buy that?
S4?
No. So let's look more at the... Because we didn't really touch on it in the first draft, but Viking actually... At the start of this tournament, they were a second pick team, but then after like 2-3 series, like Flight to
here goes T-Governor with the second and first pick. All right.
Go on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Can we meet somewhere in the middle? Somewhere in the middle.
No.
God damn. Okay.
I've had enough of them. I'm going to pull a Jenkins and walk out. All right, okay. I was just trying to say how Viking they've developed through this tournament. Okay. They're first pick team, and how they're really beautifully utilizing that with this Tiny. I would say. Actually, no. Again, the first game's coming up.
It just keeps coming. It keeps coming.
He did go for this build, but whatever.
It's not fair. The viewers at home get to like revel in it. They get to let it all soak in. But we just gotta like flip the switch. Look at this draft that somehow is supposed to connect.
The respect ban, though. The Venom monster from Viking in first phase, second phase Drow.
S4 did deal like 127,000.
He was bloody obnoxious. He just like so many times he could blink out, but he blinked in. Poisoned over everyone and went, kill me now, boys. I don't care.
He was trying desperately to end the game.
Yeah.
And I love that Alliance, they just ban out all of like the late game heroes.
They want out of this game.
All of these archetype of
heroes.
They're
the Ballista heroes. That's what they're doing right now.
All the
Ballista heroes are dead.
They're not dealing with that again. That is done.
So is the Rubik 4 or 5? There we go.
That's a
normally
good question.
4, right?
Probably.
It seems like a handskin hero more often. It could
definitely be a 5 though with the Bloodseeker off. Like pick something that will lane better with the Bloodseeker. That will. Well, I mean, then again, Bloodseeker Rubik. Like we've seen teams do that as well. I think it is the 4. Did that. Okay, it is the 4.
Because the Viking though, this Venge they maybe
it's not.
Well,
this is a core
No. 120 minutes ago, I had posited that Alliance had a habit of running core Jakiro. Now you may need to look back at the VODs. I know it's been a long time.
He legitimately forgot. It's been so long.
Stop. No.
Wait, we already did a draft panel? I don't remember that.
The important thing is that Jakiro, did he even hit level 30 in that game?
I have no idea. I have no idea in that godforsaken
level
game.
29!
Oh, that's a heartbreaker.
There was like
all
4
of Viking were level 30. Alliance,
on Twitter, FNG specifically, after a long game like that, you're going to hit up the tweets. He specifically shouted out Pirate Hat.
Yeah,
that's what he cited.
Yeah.
He said Pirate Hat XD.
Yeah.
Pirate Hat, definitely big. I mean, for 35 minutes after they got the Pirate Hat,
that man was making that bread.
Runs.
Apparently that was the result of it. At the end of the day, he had fun playing Jakiro in a 90-minute game.
So with Pirate Hat in the late game, you're getting like 3,000 gold per bounty or something for your team. Oh my god.
Good times.
Ridiculous.
So what is Viking doing right now? They've got the Tiny that can obviously be 4 or mid, and the Venge they've shown it being 4 before and 5. So right now I think they're trying to decide. They can't flex too much, and they're going to decide who's going where. I would like to see this Venge in potentially at 5 position, but Magnus. Okay.
Yeah, we were joking about the bans, but these are all bans that pair very well with the bonus range that Vengeful Spirit gives.
They do.
Drow, Arc Warden, Medusa.
But this, to me, is now like Viking are just setting themselves up for like the Juggernaut, the Sven, the Lifestealer type Shad hero that will be just equally as strong and dominant like in that first game, just in a different concept.
But I do really like the ranged hero plus Venge versus the Bloodseeker lane, because I feel like this hero he just blood rights the wave, right? If you're ranged hero, you walk out of it, you're never going to get into melee range where he can right click you. You can zone him so he can't just heal on the wave. Like it really does prevent that Bloodseeker from having a good time in the offlane to have some sort of ranged
And
hero
even
there.
if you don't
It's
have
not a
the,
Huskar.
I just don't think there's enough range shows left for Shad, though. That's my concern. He's a Medusa
No,
player.
yeah,
Drought
100%.
player,
I agree.
And then it's kind of
100%.
well, with
That's why
Magnus,
Alliance
you could
banned
just
them.
go for
Exactly.
something very stat intensive like a Morphling. Even though you're not going to get the cleave, you get a lot of bonus damage.
True.
in theory.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can definitely out CS a Bloodseeker once you get the first couple of levels, and it's not like Bloodseeker really applies any pressure in the first couple of levels. The only issue is like now you have this Magnus. You would like some sort of core
That can cleave
to
with it.
empower. Yeah, I would say probably like Terrorblade would make a lot of sense to me here because then you have something that's like a ranged illusion sort of hero, but also melee and can farm with the empower.
Nico Baby. Void shows up. Definitely a great combo with Bloodseeker, being able to
Oh
put
yeah,
them with
that's a
Blood
nice
Right.
one. Yeah, with that extra damage that you get on the blood right now, that 300 damage
Just
plus
don't
the
put the Jakiro
amplification.
mid. Just don't put the Jakiro mid because you have a void. Just don't put the
I'm
Jakiro
glad that
mid
you're
'cause
still
you have a void.
considering the possibility.
Don't-
That's
no,
the important
I'm not, I'm
thing.
not.
It's not.
I've incepted the idea.
No.
It's not that bad with the void. Like you can
just-
actually do.
Jenkins, please.
You can
All right,
actually
this is
do
not
damage.
This is not the time.
It's not that.
You really think FNG wants to play another Jakiro game after all that?
that's-
Dude, he wants to get another part. Like, okay,
You know
who's
what?
the ballista carrier on their team? The Jakiro. They're ready.
Can I say something, Tsunami?
Go
I
ahead.
unironically think you're right.
Yeah.
I
I'm
seriously,
saying.
Yeah,
100%,
yeah.
not joking, not doing a
Yes,
bit. I
yeah.
seriously think he won't play Jakiro because it's boring. I'm not kidding. I actually think he's right.
Yeah. But the
Come on, you've coached. You know players are like this. You know they're
But
like
also,
this.
there are other players who are kind of, not so there in their head, and they want to play the same hero over and over again because they care more about the win than the draft.
So-
But in all seriousness, I meme. Oh, there's the Juggernaut. I meme a little bit about the Jakiro, but it has the potential. I don't want to see it, but it has potential. Okay,
Sure.
Okay. All right, more bans coming out from Alliance. What do you think they're going to cover themselves from now? They
Let's
have.
see.
Who do you think is the 3 position in this situation? Have they picked one on Viking GG? Is it going to be the Tiny? Is it going to be the Magnus?
I can't. Where's Veno's banned? Okay, I think you can pick a 3 position right now to just stomp on the Void. You see
For
the lane.
Viking,
It's
okay.
Void Jakiro. You think Void's not going to go mid. Void's not going to
Beast
go
ban.
off lane.
Really nice Beast
Yeah,
ban.
Beast is a. That's
It's
a,
just really obnoxious in the lane because you can never really kill the boars as the Void. You rely on your Jakiro, and in the game you always have that vision advantage, and the Raw it's just obnoxious.
makes a ton of space. Makes
Push
a
as
ton of
well,
space
yeah.
in the game too for the Jug to farm. If you want to go real crazy, you could go for like a Viper. That would totally destroy the Void. It's a little slow. We've seen other teams try it and fail. We've seen some other team try it. And,
Do you want to call them out, Jenkins?
Yeah, let's share
that
some
was,
names.
That was NIP
oh,
Oh,
that failed.
Divine Bracket.
divine.
XD.
Bracket.
Yeah, exactly. So
So Alliance, one last ban. What obnoxious offlaner? So actually, no, not even
let's
offlane at this
see.
point. That's the thing. Like they're banning out offlanes, but
yeah,
I kind of expect this Mag. Actually, I guess Mag's mid. Tiny's 4. Yeah, no, I think they are looking for an
yeah.
offlane now for
Yeah.
Viking.
so Alliance they get to last pick their mid. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So it goes ban pick. So they get to
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
last
Viking
pick.
have the have
Final
to pick.
pick.
No. Alliance have the final pick.
Oh, right,
Viking
yeah.
have to pick next.
So
So,
they're yeah.
the flex isn't really there for Viking, as you see
Wind
here.
Ranger.
Okay.
Being banned out.
Okay.
Is
so
Underlord the play? You just defend all your towers. You have the root. You don't really care
he
about.
does run in. I was thinking Viper is like similar to Underlord in the
Yeah.
sense that it's somebody to run in and be a complete psychopath and set up for the Magnus. It's not super fast. Maybe you'd prefer something that initiates.
Spirit Breaker still in the pool. Just go for the cat. Oh, SD. Oh, actually, that's
Okay,
nice.
so it is an offlane mag,
Mag, yeah,
most
yeah.
likely, and then a mid tiny.
the same. We've seen it so many times with VP that they had like mild success in their series due to the Shadow Demon. These constant saves. It's so obnoxious and.
Huh.
You know, I like Vikings draft.
Dude,
It's actually
what about
very
Timber?
smart.
I feel like you just Timber here.
You have 0 damage. Yeah.
There's nothing
There's
really.
literally nothing to kill
nothing
Timber,
to kill
yeah.
a Timber. I mean, they
But-
do have the Jug Spin. They have like SD spells.
But
It's
how
not,
do they win the like? How
it's
do they
not
win the game?
absolute
Though, right?
worst.
Like if they have Timber, they have no tower damage.
It's
really.
just Jakiro, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the tower damage. Bloodseeker's kind of a non-factor. I feel like they need a stunner too, maybe like some DK.
Yeah, I think
sort
DK
of
is the better
archetype.
pick here. Like right now, I'm seeing.
Oh,
okay,
they do
if-
go with the Timber. Okay.
Okay, it's a nice like in theory it's good. My fear is just we saw how Viking played that pretty short game in the first part of this series and how they were so critical and great at the high ground defense.
Yeah.
And when you have no innate tower damage and you're playing against Mag
Jakiro
with the
or
skewer,
something, it's
with the
okay.
RP, the swap, I am scared that if Alliance don't dumpster the lanes. I think Viking will be able to claw their way back.
That's exactly why I was thinking Timber, though. I was thinking, let's get this game over with ASAP. I don't want to go late game against these guys.
Yeah,
like
true.
Timber is like the snowball hero you would pick, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I like the Timber.
I like the overall get me out of the game strategy that Alliance has, but it's just the fact that when they want to get out of the game, they don't actually have the thing to really get them out, which is killing the
They
agent.
might get out of the game by losing. But no,
They have to get into a third game, though. That's the problem, as we see these odds yet again favoring Alliance. Unsurprisingly, they took game one. It's still relatively even, though. Viking GG definitely making a compelling case for themselves, but I don't want team predictions. I want minute predictions. T-Gov, how long is this game going?
At the 52nd minute, Viking will win this game.
Okay, I like it. 52nd minute.
I'm going to go conservative. I'm going to say 51st minute.
51st minute. You're trying to prices right this dude right now? Is that what's happening here?
I think it's like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah,
I think there's not as much holding the high ground potential from Viking this game. And yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah,
And I think Alliance is a better draft.
and it was all hinging on that Timber saw for you.
I think the Timber's a really good pick.
Yeah, Timber's going to do a lot of work this game. If the Timber owns his lane and just continues the tempo, I can see them like owning the game. Nico Baby just plays so damn aggressive. I just have that like little bit of faith in Viking, just having that gusto in them still deep to keep them going.
Yeah, I mean it's one of Limp's best heroes too, this Timbersaw. So like he's played it in metas where it's dog shit and he owns with it. So.
Then let's see, after being in a very uncomfortable 96-minute game, if some comfort might bring Alliance to a quick 2-0 as we look forward to the next game of this series.
Yeah, let's find out here, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for this game 2. Ready to go pretty soon. We've just had the draft fog. Well, what do you reckon? The panel, they called the Timbersaw as the last pick, does come out from Alliance. Do you sort of see Alliance playing this fast and getting some good momentum going? Or again, do you think there's going to be issues? Viking GG last game and the early bits of it showed us some very solid laning against Alliance.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like a really good Timber game. There really is not a whole lot of damage he has to worry about. If this Tiny, in particular, doesn't just explode, right? Like, it just can't get these chain kills on them, who provides the damage? Like, Jug isn't going to, a Shockwave, Shadow Demon. Soulcatcher can maybe change some tides and stuff like that. By the time he gets there, though, you'll imagine the Timber starts to get items in order to deal with it. So, looks like a really strong Timber pick in order to distract them, right? Because it's all about Nico Baby having that success for the Void. But I do agree also that there is a lot of ways for them to botch their pushes, right? Like if they do get out of position, there's a lot of repositioning. There's a swap, there's a toss, there's a Magnus skewer. There's a lot of different ways that we could see Viking GG try to take advantage of a Timbersaw that overplays his hand.
Yeah, yeah, as you say, that combo in particular, Magnus Tiny, I feel that's something we've seen a lot of teams go for, definitely. Something behind that.
Look at that item build. Boots mid.
Yeah, I mean, you're against the Timbersaw,
yeah,
right?
It makes sense. Like that's a pretty cool approach. I haven't seen it too often, but yeah.
Make sure that, if you do start to get nuked down low, you're able to retreat. Make sure you don't get caught out by too many of the whirling deaths.
Still sounds like a very unfun matchup for the Tiny, as Limp's going to play very aggressively for those that denies. Ooh, Boom actually misses.
Oh,
A couple of those last hits. Yeah, Limp will be off to an excellent start. And hey, Limp, very comfortable Timber player, also very comfortable Tiny player. So he should know the ins and outs of what he's playing against throughout the majority of this early game.
This can't be nice for Boom.
Nah. See bottom. Hanskin, he's gone for the full stats build. And Celery. Very close to actually dying there.
Yeah, having to use his Fire.
Shad also has to be careful. He can't commit forward. Like we said, this Rubik went for the stat build. I believe I saw him with the Crown plus triple branch. So he has that crazy type of right click that comes out from him to just trade. And that Blood Ray pure damage will always be a factor. Ooh, Celery not getting the last hit on the range creep already. Alliance off to a solid start in that mid and bottom lane. And top, you'd imagine, Void, he doesn't actually have the best lane up here. It's a little bit of pressure coming out, especially because the Shadow Poison is there early.
Yeah, interesting to see, because I feel like we've seen a lot of Shadow Demons recently just not go for the poison.
Usually that's the 5, though.
That's true. I guess, yeah, you're right. We are going to see the as you said, played as the 4.
Yeah.
And do you like that? Still plays for the 4 Shadow Demon in this meta?
It's a good save versus a lot of what Alliance does have, and I think that hero does have untapped potential in the 4 position. He has an Aghanims that breaks, right? So I think if you ever can get that item, it can change the entirety of a game, right? Like, Timbersaw just gets broken, Void, etc. if it gets to those later stages. So what can they do on tap NG here? Good chunk of damage here.
They should be able to get him off here with the shockwave slow, dragging him back.
A couple more hits.
Should be your first blood. Oh, is the movement speed favoring FNG? No, it's not.
No,
Toby's able to get in. First blood for him.
Yep. But we're still seeing these lanes playing out pretty well. Like, he's dying, but look how far he forced them away from the wave. So Void is able to get those solid last hits, and that's usually what Jakiro does. He soaks the pressure. So it really is looking like 3-1 lanes for Alliance, the way they've set these things up for themselves, which is, I mean, that's the only way they can set up their lanes. You know, this is a very standard kind of setup for them. So we're going to see Viking try to break the mold a little bit here and somehow come out victorious with some kills or something like that, because it's not going to get better for them in these lanes. It's going to get harder and harder, especially with this Timbersaw versus Tiny matchup.
I mean,
Bloodseeker gets stronger too.
This lane, once Limp hits 6, you can't be here if you boom. I mean, what's he going to do? What's this Tiny...
He can't do anything pre-6. You can't do anything even before that. The lane is impossible. If you don't get some type of like level 1 gank or something. Even then, the lane is impossible. You can't actually do too much as this Tiny here. And he's... I mean, I think he might just walk back to base, actually, because he's under threat of dying. It's a huge concern.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, I mean, the draft, Alliance have just smashed it on all fronts in regards to the lane setups.
Yep, but Panel said it, right? They want them to smash the lanes, and Alliance did draft themselves for that type of success. This is going to have to be, looks like it's going to have to be some type of comeback with some Empower plus Jug, because this is, it's going to be really tough for them to do anything. Like Shad, no way he can pressure this lane ever. So S4 can just hit creeps, even if he's getting spun on. I think he can just stand still and attack creeps and heal off of it, and just they can turn the fight afterwards.
A mid lane, 4-minute rune. Let's see who's going to be able to grab this.
Gonna toss him away, maybe. He's considering how he's going to play it.
And that's going to be quite nice for Boom. At least give him some chance at getting the CS, getting the denies with this DD.
Yep, still going to hit the Timber for 0, and still going to get zoned away, but maybe he can get a couple of last hits as he's really suffering. And yeah, because that whole play that happened, you know, Nico Baby, he's got a full wand and a Wraith Band finished, and now that spam. Shadow Demon and Magnus do nothing to Void. He can sustain easily versus that. Even aggressively glyphing now early on here, as soon as it does pretty much come up. That's tough. Tough start here for Viking.
See bottom.
Look, they can't actually kill these heroes.
I mean, Blade Fury it's not doing enough damage.
No. They can't kill S4 with it ever, unless he like massively misplays. They can maybe catch the Rubik if he's too far up in some situation, but yeah, Bloodseeker just sustains through it.
On top, Toby is in trouble if Nico Baby gets more bashes, but won't be able to. Toby.
He's holding skill points as well, too. Two held skill points on that Magnus at the moment.
5-minute rune, Celery is going to be able to grab them, but he's probably going to die for this.
Yep.
They'll chase him down. Oh, he
can kill the rune,
deny the bounty rune. Oh, yeah, I guess they realize that they're not even going to try and chase for it.
Yep.
Top lane. They're trying to get aggressive onto FNG.
Do they have the next poison?
And Aramis.
They do.
He is almost certainly going to die in return here. Nico Baby just needs a bash. He's not finding it, though. He's not getting the bash.
There it is.
That'll do it.
And with the time dilation as well. Bit of extra slow for him to catch up there. He's still farming perfectly fine and getting kill involvement. Limp, as we said, dominating.
Mid lane. Oh, it's quite the win here for the Timber.
I just don't know what you do because you can't even rotate your supports to kill him is the problem. Your Shadow Demon and Venge don't really give you any damage to kill this hero until way later on. At least from the Shadow Demon Soul Catcher whenever he does get those type of points in. And they'll even secure the rune.
Oh, Hanskin. He's going to want to take that away from Boom.
Messes with him a little bit there. He's going to get the D-Ward as well. He will. A fast, almost instant D-Ward, as that's only been up for like 20-30 seconds or so. And puts a ward of his own to get the vision in case of any rotations. But I don't think Limp even has to worry about any. As we said, there's no damage to kill this Timbersaw.
I mean, Limp's just going on Boom. There's nothing Celery could do. An extra TP's coming in. Boom's going to turn with the toss back onto Limp. But Nico Baby jumps over. Time dilation's there, and he's joined forces with the two of them in the mid lane to come and pick up a kill.
And he's going to press her. They're going to take the tower. Limp is just going to stand there. He's got max reactive armor, so this is very likely a tower that they can't contest unless they bring heavy forces. But even then, Limp is buff. He's got the cloak even finished up too. They're bringing everybody. Shadow Demon's coming now as well.
They really want to get him. He is pretty low. But is he low enough to be burst? The shockwave comes out, the poisons start to stack up, they turn, the chrono's out, Nico Baby's got the catch onto the two of them, but they take out Toby with the chakram. Magic Missile comes out onto Nico Baby, he's got the Time Warp, but he won't get the chance to use it. Boom's able to catch him in the combo.
Alright. Oh, wait, Chad. Uh-oh. This is a solo kill for S4? Oh. I think that, is that the Veil coming out on the courier as well? I think it is. Oh, oh boy. So they, at least they got Nico Baby's Void in mid, but definitely a lot of problems they're going to have to be dealing with.
They've got both of these tier 1 towers getting pressured so early by Alliance this game.
And Veil looking super hot with all of Alliance's heroes. Every single one of them getting massive benefits from this item. Especially Timber, of course, those pure damage getting buffed up even more so than the damage they already do. Limp knows ya. Just get the hood, continue the pressure on mid. They at least defended the tower and got the kill on the Void. But they're gonna need to really address whenever that Timber does press forward. Boom. Gets a bounty. He'll use a little bit of that mana, too, for the maximum efficiency of the bottle.
And then trying to chase him down. And again, just
he might
much
die
damage.
here.
If Limp off the mark, and off the mark again here, so boom.
Just kidding.
He's out.
Just kidding. Ooh, Omni. Got the
won't
rupture
do it.
afterwards. S4.
Could he get a kill here? Unlikely with Shad having the healing ward. Well, maybe with the blood right action, this magical
It's a lot of
My
damage.
goodness, he can.
Yep. Max blood right with Veil. Can't neglect that. Boom. He's making a rotation, but it's spotted under a ward. FNG is slow.
He's gonna.
He goes for the courier. Oh, he doesn't quite get it.
Man, not gonna find anything with that movement.
And he loses his tower immediately because of that movement. And unable to get that kill set up either.
And bringing the 3 down here as well. Alliance can try and find this tier 1. Boom and Celery will hang around.
Yeah, just leave Nico Baby on an island. Limp doesn't need your help, so yeah, pressure bottom. Pressure this Jug. Jug is mid now, of course, trying to avoid that pressure, but it's not a fun place to be versus this Timber Saw.
Yeah, Limp is just huge. This Timber pick really coming into action here in the laning stage. His first 10 minutes, he's just taking over. A 6-4, 3k lead for Alliance and 9.5 minutes in.
Boom, trying for a grab here, but there's a lot of heroes.
And again, this blood right is just destroying them. This fast start for S4 is just going to be so problematic. This Max blood right and Veil, as you say, with the combination of the backup, they could just blow up whoever they want. Whoever shows up on this bottom half or anywhere near the Bloodseeker will die.
They're just going to run from tower to tower and just take them now with Timber. And Void, like we said, Nico Baby can just farm on the sides there in Viking. They don't have great ways to deal with this. They're going to have to just sacrifice that tower. They're going to have to just play for some type of greed game and hope for the best in this one, because it's looking like this one might be an early one. Aramis getting aggressive.
Hanskin should. Oh, will he go down it? Oh, that. So she's going to save it from a bit of the Blade Fury damage. And now Nico Baby's going to get the chance to come in with the Chronosphere. Only gets it onto the one of them, but it should be a secure kill nonetheless with the Blood Ride coming out. They'll burst him down low, but maybe not. Celery actually with the swap, the bait. It's going to work for Viking. They turn it around. They look towards Nico Baby. Another swap. Celery keeping him in reach of the Jug with the Omni Slash. The bounce is actually taking him over to S4 though nonetheless. And S4 and Nico Baby, they're still alive here. Another avalanche comes in onto Nico Baby. Nico Baby with the juice. Can Shab find him? He can't. The time walks out in time. Nico Baby's actually going to live here. Extra TP's coming in the tree. Won't be enough damage. Nico Baby survives with the stick charges. Limp cleans up Shad before Shad's able to get out. And now Boom and Celery, they're stuck in pretty deep.
So bad.
They're still trying to find S4. They can't reach him. Celery turns with the magic missile, but the Chakram takes him out. As Viking, they just couldn't quite do enough damage. Both S4 and Nico Baby came so close to dying, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't get them. They live. Alliance turned things around more than easily there with the time that Viking had to spend diving in, and it cost Viking 3 of their lives, 2 of them being the big ones, both Shad and Boom dying deep behind enemy lines.
I guess they're just trying to cause a lot of craziness because I think they know how tough this one really is going to be for them there. Their Magnus is getting some decent farm. He actually took majority of that space because it was the Jug diving forward there, but such nice kiting coming out from Alliance, surviving all these magic wand charges, really built up. FNG.
Yeah, this
we'll
was
get to watch him in
whilst we
this
saw the
replay.
diving up in the jungle top.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
what
it's
I
worth.
just continue to fly out. He's going to have the Yules done in about a camp's time.
3-0 and 4. And this is before he has any points in the Blood Rage to make his Timber Saw that much stronger, or himself, of course, with those Blood Rights.
Yeah, you're right. A Blood Rage Timber, one of those heroes that cares a little less about the HP drain because you just have so much regen going with the stacks of the armor.
Oh,
So
and buffing up all that pure damage,
Yeah.
too. Ooh, it's tasty.
that's an insane amount. And go for this build as well, right? The Bloodstone. So you're going to have the Bloodstone buff and the Blood Rage. You are just going to destroy these heroes.
Boom. Tickles Limp a little bit there. And Limp continuing to play aggro, trying to go for these tower pressures here to shrink the map. Because if you're playing versus a Magnus and a Jug, shrinking the map just gets very scary for Viking. And Limp has no fear. As he shouldn't.
It's just 13 minutes pressuring the tier 2 tower down bottom.
And this Tiny, as he was unfortunately in the lane versus the Timber here, is nowhere near a Blink Dagger. Try to get any of these type of catches.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Tower's
fallen.
gone. They can go take an outpost.
13 minutes. That's got to be one of the quicker tier 2s we've seen go down here at the Omega League.
Now they have full access into the jungle, which Viking really does want to have access into theirs as well as their triangle. And everything's just scary for them. Chad, he's getting him powered up so he can try to get that active farm. They're still looking to play invasive. And oh, they actually have some juicy stacks here to take.
Oh, well, they do. They're going to get them. By the looks of it,
Alliance here.
Viking. And Celery, he's going to pay with his life. Shad, can he clean this up in time? He's getting a lot of farm.
He might get chronoed.
He knows he can't TP out. He's trying to run. Nico, baby. Oh, he's not. He can't get it off. Booms in with the toss and with the Omni Slash. They kill the Void. Doesn't look like... Oh, well, they do get the Jakiro as well, but Alliance should still have the superior cleanup as they surround the Magnus. Toby tries for the skewer out, but he's going to end up bringing S4 with him. S4 can continue to chase. Greaves are popped,
But
they've got the Yules into Bloodbright. Toby taken out as well.
they got Nico Baby
They do get something. Again, Nico Baby just unable to get that Chronosphere off with Boom hitting him with the Avalanche.
I can't believe he time walked. I thought he was just going to chrono in place because he was ruptured. He could just kill the healing ward, then have the backup from his team for the damage. He probably thinking he didn't have the damage, but time walking in was crazy versus Ava as well as the combo, plus the Omni Slash. Yeah, Nico Baby slipping up a bit here, giving maybe some signs of life here to Viking. As all things considered, they're not that crazy far behind. The Jug and that Magnus still farming decent. Tiny just got a little bit of recovery too.
Yeah, with that power, Jug can catch up.
He can catch up. This is a game that they want to play for those later stages, and especially when the Void's starting to make these mistakes, you might be feeling invigorated a little bit here.
Yeah, and you did get a good amount of the stacks there from Alliance's half of the map when you came over. Bottom lane.
There's the chrono. He'll find himself an easy one. That's 470 gold. I guess it was a killing spree on the Shadow Demon there, but okay, that actually ends up working for in Nico Baby's favor.
I see Viking. Now that they've got some fire,
Yeah, Boom
they're
actually.
going to be quick with the plays.
He's level 9 as well, so he has good kill damage.
This is going to be an easy one. FNG is found.
All right, and
playing
this is
fast.
almost the blink finished up now for him. He was only at like 600 gold before they actually made that invasive play. That was huge for them. See if Seller is able to find these D wards as he's spotted walking in here. It's a pretty sneaky ward coming out from Alliance, son.
Oh,
Instant TP, but there's a Yules.
yeah, not going to work against S4.
Nope. Hanskin securing it so the neutrals cannot.
I see Hanskin also with the extra catch. He's got the Atos this game on Rube.
Oh, cool. Okay. Is that ward actually just outside of the sentry ward up top there, it looks like? I think it is, right? Up top left?
Oh yeah, that
It
should
looks
be
like
out
it's
of range.
just
Right?
outside of the sentry range. A very different ward.
Oh,
They have the
RP.
damage.
Do they?
It's looking a little tough here. Don't have enough.
They don't. That's what's going to be able to live. That's an RP down the drain.
Structures are fortified.
Oh, they're living to try to make him stick around here. Yeah, FNG knows something's up. Sport will back away.
And what we got down bottom? Hanskin.
There's a sentry ward there. Hanskin is in some trouble.
I mean, Nico Baby, yeah, no Chrono, so Nico Baby can't really help out.
He looks pretty dead here.
You gotta leave the Rubik behind.
Aramis doing work down here with these Sentry Ward placements. They got the D Ward, I believe that was there earlier on that right high ground, and then looking at that kill.
Boom's going for this. Have they got enough burst? No, the skewer missed.
Off Narc.
The skewer missed, and now Boom.
He can
He's gonna
TP though.
try and TP.
Oh,
They've
the
got
Yule's
Yules.
back.
The TPs just ain't gonna work against S4 as Nico Baby and Limp come over to clean him up. Limp, of course, with that Bloodstone picking up the charge.
Looked like S4 was low on mana there, but had enough for the Yules anyway. Still keeping at a consistent 4K lead for Alliance here, but I do feel like Vikings making some pretty good space moves here, right? They're giving him space for the Jug. He's got a Diffusal. Definitely has that damage to deal with, and I mean, the mana burn is something frustrating for Timbersaw for sure. But he is very fat on the Timber still with that Bloodstone.
Yeah,
better
there's going to be a lot of mana you need to burn for him to really start carrying.
Better than I'd expected them to be doing after this pretty tough start.
Sure, with the Tiny getting no sort of game in the lane. He's at least able to contribute to some of these moves.
Yeah, Diffusal can definitely make some pretty big differences versus... I mean, the Void too. It can be annoying. Quick hits with that Omni Slash. You only have 450 mana pool. He's got one, but...
Maybe in the fights, if you're dropping Chrono, and that's half your mana pool.
Yeah.
So you're going to be able to stop him from time walking if in the long drawn-out fights, especially if you get an Omni Slash.
He actually sneaks in and steals the Ancient stack that Hanskin just set up.
They're getting a lot of the stacks away from Alliance. There's Limp. He's going to come in from the side. Toby trying to skewer him away, but Limp's able to continue to chase. Shat.
Omni was
looking
used.
towards S4. S4 and Nico Baby getting low. Again, they're in over. They got
Nico Baby again.
They're getting the Void every single time with these combos.
And Shad, it's a long TP.
Oh.
He actually has to stop it.
But he'll be able to. Rod of Atos out onto the bench, limping on the front lines. Hansken turning over towards Celery. There will be the disruption to hold back the Rubik. Celery getting focused by Limp.
Shad's
still alive.
very healthy.
Another telekinesis. The skewer from Toby pushing Hansken off to the side.
Oh my god.
They've lost 4. It's only Limp left alive.
Oh my god, they're doing it.
I mean, we're seeing just so many times Nico Baby's getting caught out by the burst.
Yeah.
He's not getting the chance to use his Chronosphere because Viking, boom, he's on top of him. This Void needs a BKB before he tries to fight.
He hesitated. That was the thing, right? Like Shaddy was turning on him and the Void hesitated for a second after the Omni and then boom comes in with a perfect move. Wow, Viking making some real heads-up moves in these last few moments. Kind of evening the game out entirely.
Alliance is going to try and come in and punish them for taking the tower. Limp looking over towards Aramis. Destruction will buy some time. Limp, he's going to want to try and chase on. He is relatively alone though. Nobody else quite in range. FNG and Hanskin trying to make it over.
They're trying to stall away here. They have RP, but they don't have Omni, and they're a little bit afraid of this positioning as all of Alliance are running over, and they see it with these wards.
And Boom's going to show mid. Limp is able to get in range to cancel the blink. It's going to be up in 5 seconds.
He's trying.
He's trying with these trees that he's planting, but can't quite reach him. Boom's away.
Pushed them away from the bounty rune, at least the secondary one, so they should claim 3 on the side of Alliance, but this is really good signs. Yeah,
Shad
really good signs for Viking.
He's getting up there.
These kills on Nico Baby, like Nico Baby's playing very careless. It does seem so far in this one, and it's not like he's playing versus an easy game as Void. He's playing versus Bench. He's playing versus Shadow Demon. This is double saves versus an Chronosphere. And Viking, they're starting to feel like they are starting to get that damage to deal with everybody. They can ignore the Timber for some time. The rest of them are pretty fragile. Doing a very good job so far.
Yeah, it feels very hard for him to go before he has the BKB.
Yeah.
They're just going to have so many ways to mess with you in the Chrono, as you say. There's Viking. Smoke up and just going to finish off this tier 1 tower. TP coming in from Limp and from Hansken.
Soul Catcher. We'll mess with him a bit. But with, oh, he has Essence Ring as well on top for this Timber. Okay. And I believe that was the reveal of the Shadow Demon Blink Dagger right there from Aramis, as he quickly blinked away from the Timber jumping onto him.
Oh, we will have Alliance getting back in and taking another tower. At the top lane, we'll lose their tier 1. Nico Baby. Okay, so not going for the BKB at all, just trying to go for the stats SMY into the MKB. It's Toby. And we remove that Atos with the Greaves. Skewer back. Limp trying to stay on top of him. S4 comes in with the Rupture. It's Toby. And is Limp going to dive this? Oh, that swap kind of helped him out. Limp's up to the high ground. They'll try and burst Limp. RP as well, they're throwing everything onto
There's
them.
the Chrono.
Comes the Chrono, catches the three of them. They'll focus down Toby first, finish him off with the Shockwave. Now they'll turn over towards the Joke. The telekinesis into the bashes, they've got the lockdown. Shad's dead. Nice Chrono from Nico Baby. Came out in a way where Viking weren't able to actually use any of the saves to stop them from getting the kills on the two cores.
Limp still showing that he's the boss. When he can walk up to the high ground there with all this 18 Bloodstone, the Essence Ring, the Hood.
Radiant's middle tower has
They have
fallen.
no way to still address this, and this time they kind of focused him, so it gave Nico Baby the space to be able to jump in. And that was the RP expended. Slip up there from Viking cost them heavily. Gonna lose their last outer tower, it seems like, so shortly. They will be respawning soon.
Dire are scanning.
And Alliance will actually give them some respect there.
Yeah, they'll chill out a bit, wait for their ults to come back up. Wait for that Chrono.
Quickly back up to that 5,000 gold lead, and Alliance, they're still keeping their footing around the area. They still have that ward in position. And Limp,
I mean,
still
you say
feeling
he
very
don't care.
confident. Yeah.
Limp goes wherever he wants.
They're gonna try maybe here.
Does he?
Thinking about it.
I think he still goes wherever he wants. Of Limp. Help with the chain. Again, just not able to nearly do enough damage to kill him. See them try for the setup onto Hansken. They'll get the Rubik. Rubik swap back into the Blade Fury of Shad.
Trying to pick that fight while Chrono's still down, and avoiding Limp, of course, here. That was getting close to a point where they might actually be able to pop Limp, though. He has to be a little cautious. I feel like he might want to get a Lotus Orb, just to protect himself from that Omni Slash potential, as well as any of these like swap plays and these Soul Catchers that can be annoying. This Dispel, as well as protect from those spells, is going to be important for him. And probably the biggest growth that he actually can get as an item.
Well, they've still got 1 minute to make their move here, Viking. Nico Baby would be the dream target.
Okay, he's gone for... Okay, he went for Yules. Interesting on Limp, because there is a Shadow Demon. So they can still just get Dispelled. If there's a shot, like Demonic Purge on him, in a lot of these situations, that's not going to do much of anything, while Lotus Orb would.
But,
you don't have to deal with
I mean,
it.
again, you're making him use Demonic Purge on you, and
For sure.
he's not dying, right? So he kind of wants everything to be used on him.
Bonk, bonk, bonk. That is what you sound like.
I really thought he was going to go for Lotus. Versus Omni, it's just like the hard counter to Jug. Jug just can never click Omni
No, I mean,
Slash,
sure,
but-
it's great against a single target, and it's
Yeah,
a good amount of armor as well.
Yeah, still a
Regen.
super solid pickup anyway for the Timbers.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets both.
Yeah,
At
absolutely.
the end of it all.
And they're still in a very comfortable position here after those few slip-ups. They do find their footing. And still, they have this crazy map control. Do lose their ward during that little expedition there, but yeah, they're still farming just fine.
Yeah, we'll see if Viking can continue to turn it around. As we did see in that last game one, obviously a lot of back and forth, and even at points where it did seem that Alliance had a solid lead, Viking were able to kick back hard with the maneuvers they make, and
They're good at brawling.
they are there. And again, if they're able to sort of keep this game going till at least like the 40-minute mark, we're going to get into the territory where buybacks are very much available in terms of having the money.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
we
they're-
saw how good they were with the buybacks in game one.
Yeah, and we saw how good they were at defending high grounds too. And
Yeah.
like we mentioned, there's the Venge swap, the Tiny Tossback, Magnus Skewers. They got the Empower for the late game too. They do have very strong late game.
There we go, Alliance. Deep in thought there. Hansken almost
Hunskin looking a
motionless.
little, he looked a
He's-
little snoozy there for a moment.
I think he was not moving at all. Just getting the voice comm set up, so hopefully we'll be able to get straight back in the action. FNG always gave us the eyes there.
And the neck crack.
Oh, he's ready.
That's confidence.
He's ready. He's getting himself sat up nice and straight here. Posture's pretty good.
Oh yeah, posture check. Oh yeah,
Posture-
good call.
posture-
Oh, everyone posture check.
Posture check.
Okay, we're good.
Quick drink some water.
Yep.
Somebody get that water
Do I have a
pasta
water?
going.
I do not have a water. That's
Have a
unfortunate.
water. I might die.
Oh no. All right, let's take a look though. What else do we have going on here?
Wow!
Nico Baby looks like he's just going tanky.
That is what you
All
sound
right,
like.
he's got the Scotty.
Ooh, Scotty instead of the MKB. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we don't see that a lot, right? When we do see a Void go for a damage item, a big item first, it pretty much is exclusively the MKB right now.
Yeah.
So what? I mean, the Scotty, as you say, it's going to help him against the It's the straight up burst when he gets caught out by these
Sure.
stuns.
I think that's probably the
So
majority.
that's nice. Means that you don't have to worry too much about killing off the healing ward because you're going to be reducing the healing that someone's getting from it.
Sure. You slow
guess.
him through
Nice.
the spin as well, I guess. On the way, like kind of sort of.
You do.
Slowly. Sorry.
You do, yeah.
Something.
We'll see. I mean, he might still change his mind again.
Yeah, for sure.
Nico Baby does like to flick around the choices. But
I do think it can be a pretty good timing around them, though. Like if he is,
Yeah.
I mean, if he even goes for anything, but it's all about them. They can just end the game if they get like really tanky. They get a Roche, and they can just like with this strong Timbersaw, they have very good timings. Look, like level 17 on Timber, level 17 on Void. They do have very strong windows, and they don't want this one going. I mean, they could go late, but I don't think they want it to go very late, right? That Magnus, that Juggernaut would definitely be real strong.
I don't think you want to go late
No.
if you're Alliance. What have you got in the late game? You've got a Chronosphere. And what is the
No.
biggest counter to the Chronosphere? It's the buybacks.
And the
the
saves.
saves.
Yeah.
And the saves. I mean, you're right. At the saves, that's probably first and foremost.
A super farm Shadow Demon with a blink and an Aether Lens too. It's
you don't want this to go late
No.
if you're Alliance. Unless you want to give Nico Baby a massive, massive challenge.
yeah. I think it would be as well because I'm assuming we don't even have to click on the Shadow Demon, but I'm assuming this has got an Aghanims queued up next.
I mean, you'd hope so. I think, what's he got at the moment? He's got like the Aether
He's
Lens?
got Aether Lens and Blink Dagger.
Oh, yeah, I feel like you've got to go.
If he gets this Ags, that can be such a big game changer entirely. Like it breaks. Even like let's say the Faceless Void gets level 25, you can break the backtrack. You're going to break the reactive armor.
I mean, just break it
That
the
would change a
bash,
lot.
right? You just,
And the
just
bash,
stop the
of
Void
course.
from doing any damage, especially if you are going for like the Skadi build instead of like an MKB. Like you're kind of literally going to do no damage as the game scales on.
Yeah, and imagine
Before you
Viking.
get to me.
They're still going to look for these small little skirmishes when Chrono is down, and when they do see see opportunities. But for the most part, they're going to be playing for that later stage.
Well, they certainly were able to do it last game.
Oh, look at us dipping diving through those trees in between the branches.
Beautiful flying hit.
Can we go between the log? Inside the log?
Oh, I don't think you can.
Oh, it's a tough one.
Or it probably looks all buggy.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't imagine they spent much time on the inside of logs.
Between the legs, though, here.
Oh, don't look up.
Don't look up. We're good.
Good. Keep it family friendly.
Check out the swords. Look at their feet.
Oh, they got little hoofs.
Yeah, I've never actually
I
looked
saw a
at
really interesting video the other day of someone cutting a horse's hoof. Have you ever seen that?
What the heck?
Like it's like you cut massive chunks off.
Oh, I
the
don't want to
hoof.
hear that. That's awful.
No, it's very good. The horses like it.
What the hell?
I'm pretty sure. I'm
I
not.
don't feel like
I'm
they
not an
like it.
expert on grooming horses. I don't really
anything
know
about it. Okay.
how horse care works. But
Sounds
the
pretty
horse
intense.
wasn't complaining.
Okay.
I
Well,
mean, I guess he can't. He doesn't speak English.
sounds pretty intense.
And I guess the only
something I'd
thing
not
he
wanna
can
watch.
say is nay, which isn't really affirmative.
Fair enough.
But he wasn't neighing. He wasn't making any noise at all, which I guess is also not a good sign. But anyway, it was a very interesting video about a horse having his, whatever you call them, hoofs cut.
Does not sound lovely at all to me. I would not want to watch that.
Oh, apologies again for this. The only explanation we did have was voice. We can only hope that Hanskin didn't literally lose his voice.
Well, it could have happened.
It could have happened.
It was a long last game.
Yeah, there was probably some screaming. There was probably some screaming last game, not just from the players. I'm sure many people at home probably lost their voices as well.
Yep.
As that game came to a pretty climactic end. What kind of ward's that up there?
That's a little mushroom, right? Looks like it.
Something's on the mushroom.
It's a snail.
Oh, it's a snail
on the mushroom. He's chilling.
Very nice.
All right, let's get back into it here as they're looking for Nico Baby. No chrono up, 50 seconds. Trying to get some type of catch.
He's
Does
in the
Bloom have to
ball.
blink?
He's in trouble.
He's dead.
again. Oh, again.
They had something in their mind on that pause. They stuck to it.
Yes, simple. We kill the Nico Baby, and they
Yep.
do. They're doing it every time. Nico Baby is consistently getting caught out. The
They're
tips are coming out.
Toby's like, I'm gonna die. You know what?
Yep.
You're gonna die too, and I'm gonna give you a tip.
He died so that he could tip.
Ah.
You know, you know it from your pub games. The people that tip the most are the ones that die the most.
Likely to be true. Boom telling his team, no, keep confident, don't give up. As this Jug gets time to farm while the Void is dead. And any of this type of breathing room for them is, very fortunate. As like we said, they want to be able to take this one to the later stages. Shadow Demon is having a hell of a game, man. 8-2-4, right? Aramis he's crushing.
I mean, you said there was maybe untapped potential with the poor Shadow Demon.
That's what I was saying.
There's probably other teams watching this and going, "My goodness, we can do that too." What we have here, that was the kill, of
Toby
course,
died.
up top. Whilst we had the move being made onto the Void. Manta done on Shad, so he's got the Manta Diffusal ready to roll.
Oh, it looks like Aramis is actually going for the Lotus Orb for his team. Not going for the Aghanims yet.
Okay. I mean, as you said, if they're going by the theory of we'll just take this later
Take
than
it to
Alliance
late.
is comfortable with, get these items that are going to make sure that you're not going to feed, you're going to be able to save people, then go for the big items like the Aghanims. No need to rush for that Axe.
Sure. Just protect
Get it later.
Protect your Omni, reflect some Ruptures, reflect some Lifts, etc., some Fade Bolts, all that kind of good stuff. Remove the silences from the Blood Right, can be a big one too. Sure, I mean, they're getting a lot of space to farm. The Jug has now overtaken.
Radiant are
He is the
scanning.
#1 net worth in the game.
I mean, yeah, he's...
This is big,
he did die a lot earlier. He's got 5 deaths on him, Shad.
but he's fine.
But at this point, it definitely feels like the kills on Nico Baby are just hurting that bit much more.
Yep.
His farm slowed down. They're going to try and come out. Chrono's back online. See what they can do here. Still a very strong team fight Alliance.
Shad's got illusions actually cutting the wave's bottom. They'll die now, but he was cutting a bit of the wave for a moment.
And they don't find anything straight away there. Obviously very hard to try and go for Boom. Never really a target you want to jump in and Chrono. Anybody with a blink it's going to be a nightmare to play against.
And they're getting more and more farm on the map. Jug, he's getting all of the farm pretty much, as it's all about him in this game. They're letting him take pretty much everything as Boom. Probably he's already satisfied with 2 items. They're even getting him some stacks as they're defending their triangle. It's not looking bad for Viking anymore here. This Jug is very scary, and he's going for Scotty, which has a lot of different purposes in this game, especially versus Timbersaw. Negate that regen. Same thing versus that Void. Very strong. And he's gonna be level 18, so level 3 Omni Slash. With this Empower and this decent amount of attack speed, he can definitely pack a pretty punch. And they're always sticking behind him. You see that save. The Venge always going to be running right behind Shad just to protect him from that Chronosphere potential. Level 2 swap as well online, so better cast range. All about Shad. As it was in the last game as well.
I mean, when it comes to taking Roche, do you think we'll see... I mean, I guess when the Chrono's on, you don't really want to head in if you're Viking.
No. Unless you can do some insane sneak. But still risky.
Yeah, I mean, already Alliance kicking out scans around the Roche pit. Just to check if Viking are thinking about it.
See these neutral items being picked up, 27 minutes. Looks like everybody's finishing those. Spider legs for Bloodseeker. I believe we had a telescope. Was it a telescope on Viking?
Someone had a telescope.
I think it was a telescope on Viking, which actually very important in this game. When you're playing like Shadow Demon Venge, this extra bit of cast range versus that Chronosphere, yeah, Venge has the telescope. It can make a world of difference. So that's a really good RNGesus for them there.
A nice one here for the damage if Nico Baby wants to hold on to that, the Enchanted Quiver. But, keeping the Quickening Charm, efficiency. Quickening Charm, Midas.
The Midas, yes. He'll pretty much have the Scotty finished up, so he's going to be very tanky. He's very likely to not die to that burst damage, but...
And I get he needs to, because he doesn't have any saves himself on his team.
Yep.
Nobody really else able to keep him protected. Some nice items here where Shad's got himself the Orb of Destruction.
Yep, and a Mindbreaker on the side of Alliance. Likely to give that one to Nico Baby.
And Nico Baby's got a good few options.
Yeah.
Mindbreaker. Did I just say Mindbreaker twice? I did.
You did.
Mindbreaker, Enchanted Quiver.
I was like, what?
It's getting late.
I was like, is one of his abilities Mindbreaker now?
Mindbreaker. My mind is broken.
Limp near his Shivas. He's still getting pretty strong too. And they're actually the ones who are going to go and commit for that rush. Because they have the Chronosphere, they have the Jakiro, they have all these ults at the ready. Forcing Viking's hand. The scan comes out though.
Oh, they're nowhere near. They're nowhere near though. Oh, they're going to prepare. But, little to their knowledge, they're nowhere near. Viking is going to start making moves.
They're starting to actually
I think
slowly
Roche
get over
Roche
there.
is probably dead though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dead. It's gone.
They gotta
Couldn't
back
quite
away.
make it there in time.
Chad being chased away.
Ah, they've got the Chrono. If Nico Baby sees a chance for it. Obviously, he's got to be very aware of the saves that will come out, so holding on to it for now. Oh, they're on the backlines. Toby's actually going to go for the
Just one
RP.
man.
Only got Jakiro, though. Nothing spectacular. Now the bashes on Shad, forcing him to continue to run. He's been ruptured as well. Shad's trying to get out of it.
The rupture.
He's going to pop the Omni Slash, but they can stick together, share this damage, so it's putting them at no threat at all. Shad will fall. Boom. He's tried to come in on the back. And he's not got the damage to finish FNG. FNG's going to live. They'll turn. They'll kill the Tiny as well.
And they held the chrono during all of this. They just had to use that rupture.
Just run him down.
And Limp all the way up onto the high ground. Nico, baby.
Are fortified.
I'll see what he wants to do. Still just holding on to that chrono. Doesn't need to use it. Over mid, Aramis looks like he was trying to cut creeps, but the creeps have passed him. They're bringing him in down the mid lane. Toby pops the Greaves. Nico, baby, going in, diving these tier 4s. Celery's there with the swap out. We'll save him.
They're so tanky. No threat either with that Tiny dead. Finally starting to be on the tier 3.
Oh, again, Toby. Saved by the disruption.
10 seconds till Tiny.
20 seconds till Shad. A big damage output, and it's not going to be in the game. As Alliance can push on, really use this to their advantage. They're going to stick around. Nico Baby's starting to back away. Celery with the swap onto S4. They'll turn with the Magic Missile Purge as well. Toby's in with the skew onto the two of them. Toss comes out. S4 getting low. S4 trying to run, but the poison's too much. Nico Baby comes in with the chrono. There's the disruption save to keep Boom safe. Nico Baby turns its attention over towards Toby. The bashes are out, but Toby will live. Breathes the pop. The Atos holds Boom in place, but they can't quite finish him off. Nico Baby turns over towards Shad. The Blade Fury pops to Shad. Chases on forward, looking to force Alliance back, and Alliance will back up.
No Omni Slash, no RP available, but they're still trying to chase forward here. Catch while S4 is dead.
See if they can burst. Limp. Still very tanky. Nico Baby time walks in for this. I'll cut across Shad with the Timber Chain. Control as well, but again, another save. Disruption's out. Toby going in with the skewer. Big chain across from Limp. Chakram control onto Toby. Hanskin comes in with the stolen toss. Toby's out. There's Limp, now looking towards Celery. Celery trying to go for the TP out. FNG has the Ice Path, lays it down through the trees, cancels the TP. He'll be able to deal with the Venge as Nico Baby jumps over, finds Aramis, comes back over to get the finishing hit on Celery.
Chased a bit too far there. They still didn't have everything up and available. Now the RP is back, but they overcommitted a little bit too much there. Trying to take advantage of any of those cooldowns and of S4 being dead. But now back down the mid lane, Alliance.
Yeah,
got 20 seconds.
From Alliance, and again, just Limp's Timber. It's proving to be a huge issue for Viking GG. They just cannot kill him.
Nope. 9, 0, and 10, playing it perfectly so far here.
Like, how do they take these fights? They have to sort of ignore him, but they can't because he's not ignoring them. He's killing them all. As Nico Baby, he's going to go in with Limp yet again under the tier 4s. Shad popping the Manta to remove the silence. Boom, held in place by the Atos. Boom, swap back to safety, but the Fade Bolt comes out. Boom, dead for 50. He's out of the game. Alliance can continue to push on to these tier past the tier 3s and onto the racks. This racks is gone. And the tier 2s are already all taken out. So Alliance, at 32 minutes, they can just move to a side lane, look for another. And Viking, they've got to somehow pull together a defense without their Tiny. And with Nico Baby still having that Aegis.
And Limp is just, look at this, he's just playing the blockade. He's not letting them pass by to catch those other heroes. S4 playing a lot more careful now because he knows they do have that kill threat.
Yeah, Toby's looking for an RP opportunity. Seeing what he can find. Shad does have the Omni Slash. If they get a big RP into Omni.
They're not clumping at all, though. Look at the way Alliance is split up.
Celery trying to step forward, trying to sort of pull them together on one target. Nico Baby's going to jump over. They've found Celery again. The Atos from Hanskin holds him in the blood right. Nico Baby picks up another kill in Alliance. They're just getting away with taking these racks, and Viking GG cannot stop them. Aramis, he's out. Double kill for Nico Baby as they go over towards Shad. Boom, comes in with a combo. They'll burst Nico Baby down the once. Aegis is gone, but Nico Baby's going to be back up, and Chrono is available. Toby going for the big skewer. The RP. He's caught him in the fountain. Nico Baby's dead. Toby's done it here with the RP and the skewer back. Again, Hanskin tries to hold them out. They get the Ice Path and the Macropire down onto all three of them. The Blood Right, well, they're burning low. Shad, he's got to run. He's got the Omni Slash, turns over towards Limp. Limp getting taken down low, but it's not going to be low enough. Limp will live. Shad's got to be careful. Blade Fury used to get himself out of harm's way. But the damage has been done, Alliance. They got the second set of racks. And Limp, he's still trying to fight. S4 stepping back. The Yules into the Ice Path. They'll hold back Toby. Dual Breath slows him down. The Shockwave pulls back S4 momentarily. Aramis, has he got any further catch? He's trying to keep the poison upon them. Chad goes over to it. FNG slows him down with the Diffusal. FNG with the Glimmer Cape Dukes. Aramis is looking for him, but FNG, he's headed elsewhere. Toby still looking for the chase, and Aramis with the Blink-In does manage to find the setup. He's got the disruption. FNG should fall. He continues to do his best to play around with them. Another use of the Glimmer, but they've got the detection. They'll kill FNG.
And they got what they came for, really. Alliance gets the 2 sets of racks. They get the, the very cheeky play there by Viking getting Nico Baby inside of the fountain there, but they got, like we said, they got the big things that they were there for. And Viking, I think I saw the Tiny buy a full Aghanims here, but it's really feeling so hard for them to just take out, like Timbersaw. Like Limp just literally runs past everything and doesn't care.
Yeah, the Timbersaw, the pick and the play, it's just one of those games where the final pick's coming hot and it's been played flawlessly.
Yep.
And you're just really feeling the power of it in this game. 10-0, 13. Limp couldn't be doing it any better here.
And we see the fear there. Toby, he does get the RP. It gets stolen. Hanskin almost kind of turns things. If they didn't have that RP, maybe a couple more of them do die from the chase away. But yeah, proving to be still very hard for Viking. That's just the Juggernaut trying to carry everything here. And with 2 racks down, that pressure constantly going to be on your side. So a lot of options that Alliance can go for here, and they just have a plethora of gold.
Look at that. Daedalus for Nico Baby. BKB for Limp. So, I mean, you couldn't kill him before. With a BKB, he's invincible. Yep. He is invincible.
No more Soul Catcher to worry about. No more of these annoying stuns under tier 4s or inside of the fountain, maybe, perhaps. This is the GG BKB, the game-ending BKB that they're going for here to just close out and take that last Rax. No funny business.
All they got to do is do what they did down bottom again.
Yep.
And the state of the game hasn't really changed. Viking themselves not really finishing any major items between that last defense and this one.
No, just the tiny Aghanims, and I believe
Lotus was finished.
Lotus, yeah, I didn't see what I don't think Jug got any extra item just finished up yet. He just picked up a Demon Edge. So maybe that could maybe be a Rapier that he might have to go for. He's got the MKB queued up.
I mean, I feel like you got to start thinking about the Rapier.
Yeah.
Last game, there was definitely the feeling of, Shad, I wanted him to see him get the Rapier earlier. Obviously, that was a lot later in the game compared to this, but the way that this game's going, you kind of need something major, it feels. You're down 15k, you're down 2 sets of racks, and you have little to no way of killing this Timbersaw.
He might not have time to get that, though, right?
Yeah, sure.
This is the GG push that Alliance is really looking for. They're looking to end the game in the next few minutes. Aramis, he's in the front lines, too. He gets caught. No buyback.
That's a big loss for the fight. The Shadow Demon's been pretty key for the holds that they've attempted, and now out of the game for 90 seconds, Aramis.
And a stolen disruption as well for the Rubik, so he's got extra ways to catch or just mess with even the Omni Slash that does come out.
Limp can just go for this slow siege here.
Yep.
What are they going to do to stop it? If they step forward, Nico Baby's going to be in with the Chrono. The Celery.
He's got the lift.
He's dead. That's another hero down, no buyback. So Alliance now 5 against 3. Looking to be very close to being on the verge of shutting this one down. Boom. Trying to slow things out with the Ags, but it's not going to work. The tier 3's out. Alliance there onto the racks. Toby comes in with the RP onto the 2 of them, skewers them in, but there isn't any follow-up. The Chrono's out onto Shad. Shad, he needs to save. He's not going to get it with both supports out of the game. Nothing can be done to keep the Jug alive. Shad goes down. Toby is out, and Boom will shortly follow as 5 men out.
GG.
Viking GG hit the decks, and Alliance, they get the win. They get the win here in game 2, and with that, the series is theirs. 2-0 for Alliance in this second game. They certainly came to win. Very fast-paced gameplay. Limp, the tiny pick.